Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'm going to share with you a very inspiring piece on how you can transmute or how you can transform that emotional pain you are feeling or that deep pain you are feeling after abuse or even after just a painful experience in life so that you can avoid suffering. It's more like how you can use pain to grow yourself. You see, when you've been in an abusive relationship, it's a place where you've been emotionally battered, mentally battered, or even physically battered by someone who you once thought was your light in shining armor. And pain and suffering can become a part and parcel of your day. And you may even get to the point where you just so accustomed to pain that you feel that you may never get out of it. And even in everyday life, we are all familiar with pain and suffering, like the pain of not getting work, the pain of going broke, the pain of being betrayed by a friend. So pain and suffering is more like part of our daily lives. And we've even been conditioned to believe that we must suffer so that we can get those things we want in life, so that we can find happiness. And in relation to like a narcissistic relationship, you are in pain because you are constantly degraded, cheated on, betrayed, called names, belittled, and blamed for everything in the relationship. And the more you stay in that relationship for a longer time, the more you now start entering the world of suffering. So you experience pain when you are verbally or physically abused, but when you stay for a longer time is when now you start in experiencing suffering. So I'm going to share with you the difference between suffering and pain. You might actually think they are the same thing, but pain and suffering are two different things. Let's first start by defining pain and suffering. So, the simple definition of pain is a signal that something in your nervous system is wrong in quotes, or is not how it's supposed to be. So, pain is communicating to you that you have to do something, or something deep within you needs your attention. It shows us that there is a misalignment between your current reality and who you are at the core of your being. And with pain here, I'll be measuring mostly on physical and mental plane. So, pain is like an internal GPS which blips when you've veered off the path. So, if you are heading to the wrong direction and you feel a bit of emotional pain, that pain is telling you, hey, you are going to the wrong direction now, come back here. Let me just give a brief example on physical pain and emotional pain. For example, if you are having a stomach ache, then it's like your stomach is communicating to you that, hey, there is something which you ate which didn't go well with your system, and you have to take some medicine to relieve the pain, or you have to stop taking that thing. In case of emotional pain, let's say after abuse, or when you're in an abusive relationship, it's showing you that there's something in there deep within you that needs to be addressed. That thing can be a wound, or an unhealed trauma, or just a false belief about yourself. It can be how you think or you believe about yourself. You may be having false thoughts like you deserve to be abused, you are unworthy of love, you are not good enough. And you've probably developed those thoughts because of your past experiences in life or in your relationships. And now the narcissist or your abusive ex has just cemented them with their constant emotionally abusive ways. So it's something which was actually there. So when someone really calls you those names, it's like it's scratching that wound again. Now, the moment you ignore that pain, or the moment you avoid that pain, or even take the wrong medicine, is the point where suffering begins. The moment you ignore the pain, or avoid facing those false thoughts about yourself by like numbing, distracting yourself, or even jumping into another relationship, you are prolonging the pain, which simply implies that you are choosing to suffer with the pain. Hope that makes sense. So, suffering is more like pain amplified, or pain 2.0. And actually, the definition of suffering is more of undergoing a state of, or a state of undergoing pain, or prolonged pain. So suffering is a process and pain is an event or a signal. So that's actually the main difference. So we can view pain as just a signal for you to go inside and fully address those false beliefs or those negative thoughts about yourself because of your past experiences. And on the other hand, suffering happens when you ignore those signals or take the wrong approach that doesn't fully transform your inner world. So, how do you avoid suffering after abuse? Now we understand that pain is inevitable, but suffering through the pain is optional. So we have the power to choose what to do with what that pain is telling us. You can also look at pain as it having a purpose in your life, showing you where you need to heal, and suffering as what you choose to do with the pain. The best way to actually transmute pain so that we can avoid suffering in life is taking action. And it's not just about any action, but corrective kind of action. You also need to remember this: doing nothing at all, especially let's say after leaving an abusive relationship, is still acting, is still choosing to suffer. So don't stay there and say, like, I want to avoid pain or I want to avoid suffering, sorry. So I will avoid relationships and I will build walls around other people, but you're not doing anything with those unhealed wounds. It will mean you are also still suffering deep inside. So just a brief analogy is like, I just want you to imagine yourself being inside a burning house and you do nothing. You just sit there. The house is burning. You will of course be consumed by the flames. Same thing when you have been in an abusive relationship. If you do nothing, you'll be consumed by the pain you already have deep inside. So you'll be suffering. The best thing to do is you to be compassionate with yourself and show yourself some grace and just listen to what that pain is telling you. You can ask yourself a simple question like, yes, I'm in pain, but what is this pain trying to tell me? And when you observe the pain, you will have the opportunity to deeply examine what's lying deep within you. And when you change your perspective about pain or about emotional pain, you grow out of your painful experiences instead of suffering through them. The pain becomes your friend instead of your enemy, and you are even empowered to make a lasting change in your life. You go to the point of, I don't want to feel this pain again in my life, so let me work on myself. And if you keep using pain as a compass for areas you need to grow in your life, it will be a great tool for your own personal growth and for your own personal transformation. One last example that applies to relationship is when you have some negative beliefs about yourself, like you are unlovable, you are unworthy of love, then every article or what other people say about you, or even every video, will look like a dagger or an attack on yourself. But when you're deeply secure and you know you are good enough, what other people say about you will have little or no effect on your current emotional state. So you hold the key to how you interpret and respond to each and every event happening in your life. And one of those events is emotional pain. So if you view your pain with negativity, you will suffer or you will feel the pain for a longer time. But if you view it with grace and love, you will transcend it and avoid suffering. So it's always up to you to choose the path you want to take. Hope you found that informative, guys. So use your pain to grow you. Use all those people who exploit you in life to grow yourself. Until next time, have a nice day.